Good morning, Chris Whelan here from the Wellington Centre of Business Excellence. It's great to be with you again this morning. I want to talk to you this morning about future-proofing for uncertain times, because right now, as a country, we're facing pretty tough times over the next 12 to 18 months. People are talking about a recession. We certainly can't predict what's going to happen. No one knows. Even people that tell you they can, they can't. But what we can do, and this is what I wanted to talk about, we can practice. We can get ready for that. The South African golfer is acknowledged as one of the greats, a guy called Gary Player. He made the point that the more he practiced, the luckier he got, right? So the more he practiced, the luckier he got. And the same applies in business. When we practice scenarios, when we think about the future and we figure out, hang on, what do I need to do differently? Practice that, we get better at it. And that's what I want to talk about this morning. I want to say, if you don't do this, right? If you just go into it and you just give it a go and see what happens. A couple of things, to my mind, that are not good there. One, you can't plan. And without a plan, without a plan for what you're going to do, you might as well pack up. You might as well just say, look, not going to do it. Because the old adage, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, absolutely comes to mind. So without practicing your scenarios, without thinking about the future, you can't plan. If you can't plan, you can't see the change that's going to come. You can't anticipate it. Now, you might think, oh, that's not a bad thing. But here's the opportunity. If you do see it, you can adapt. You can be flexible. The old thing during COVID, people spoke about we can pivot. Now, I don't particularly like the term, but you can, right? So firstly, you can't plan. And without a plan, you're going to fail. And secondly, if you can't see the changes that are coming down the road, it's like a train coming on the track. You can't see it. It's going to hit you on the head. And that's not a good thing, clearly. And the third thing, and I think this is a biggie, you're going to miss opportunities. Because the flip side of a crisis, the flip side of the uncertainty is that there are opportunities that are going to come. So three things: you can't plan, you can't see the changes, and they're going to come down the track, and you're going to get a shock at it. And then the third thing is you're going to miss opportunities. If you like, the caveat or the flip side of that is that by doing proper planning, by doing proper scenarios, by anticipating the future, you can be ready for it. You can be adaptable. I guarantee you that's the first point. The second point is you'll have increased certainty. You'll probably be ahead of 90% of your competitors, right? So you'll be ready for it. No matter what change happens, and change will happen. The one thing we know about is change in taxes. They're going to happen. I suppose the third thing is death, but let's not go there. So change will happen. You'll be ready for it. You'll have greater certainty. You'll be able to make proactive decisions. You'll be ahead of 90% of your competitors. And here's the big kicker. You'll have the opportunities for growth, whether that be reputation, whether it be brand, whether it be attracting new staff. My view is that people that are going to succeed over the next 12, 18, 36 months are the ones that are ready, the ones that can see the opportunities and can jump in and grab them with both hands. So big flip side to the crisis there. Now, here's what I know, though. It's not actually that hard. Right? It's really not that hard to plan for the future, for scenario planning. I've been a futurist. I'm a qualified futurist, right? I have a degree in this stuff. I've been doing it for 15 years with clients around the world, and it's not that difficult. It starts with where do you want to get to? What do you want to do differently? What do you want to do better? And then once we've figured that out, we figure out where the person wants to go and why they want to get there, develop 3 or 4 plausible scenarios of what that might look like. Then put action plans in place, flexible plans in place to get them there, and test it and measure it as we go along. And when you do that, and go back to the Gary Player analogy, you practice your swing, you practice your swing, you put yourself in a good position to succeed. So I don't think it's that difficult, and you may think, oh gosh, it is. Trust me, once you know the tools, once you know the techniques, it's not that bad. So that's the first point. The second point is embrace change. I know everyone says it, but embrace change. Why? Because it puts you on a go-forward path. It's rather than sitting there in fear, rather than sitting there in trepidation, it puts you on a go-forward path. It will open up new opportunities. It will open up new ways of thinking. I've already said it's the flip side of a crisis. That's what you want to be doing. So firstly, not that difficult. Secondly, embrace it, because change is going to happen, right? Whether that's technology change, whether it's new people coming into your business, whether it's old people leaving, whether it's people getting sick, that's going to happen, right? So embrace it. Instead of seeing it as a crisis, see it as, what can I do differently? What can I do better? That's the second point. The third point, and I guess it comes off the second point, is continuously innovate. Because if you asking your staff, right, let's say on a Monday morning, Friday afternoon, whenever it is, you get your staff into a room and you say, right, let's do some ideas. What can we do differently? What have you guys seen this week that we could do differently? So continuous innovation, continuous asking questions about How can we get new ideas? How can we test and measure something? Hey, why don't we go to our customers and ask them what they think? So continuous innovation. And that doesn't just mean with your products or services. It might mean how you use technology. It might mean how you do your processes. It might mean who you get feedback from, right? So big opportunities. So not that hard, number one. Number two, embrace the change because it will put you on a positive path. And number three, continuously innovate. Doing all of those things, we've spoken about what the negatives are, we've spoken about what the positives are. But doing all of those things, in my view, will make you ready for the changes that are coming in the next 18 months. There's the big R word, the big recession thing. It'll put you in a good stead for it. It'll give you increased certainty, absolutely. And that you can flex, that you are ahead of 90% of your competition, that you are ready no matter what life throws at you, no matter what the economy throws at you, no matter who gets voted in October, it doesn't matter to you because you will be ready. You've embraced it. So it'll give you proactive decision-making capability. The second thing, as I said, you'll be ahead of 90% of your competition. Why is that important? Well, because you're not going to go under. You're not going to flounder. You might even, surprise, surprise, you might even grab some new opportunities. Pick those up. So that's the second thing. And then, of course, and this is a catch-all perhaps, you'll have more time, more certainty, less chaos, more time, more certainty, more control. And most importantly, given the game that we're in as business owners, you'll have more profit. So my encouragement to you is go for it. If you want help, if you think that you're not quite ready, or you want just a second pair of eyes to help you future-proof for the next 18 months, the next 36 months, you want someone that's been there and done that, give me a call or email me at chris@wcbe.co.nz, chris@wcbe.co.nz, or give me a call and let's get together and sort it out for you. All the best. Have a great week. Cheers.